Okay, hi fourth graders. So this in front of you is the classwork tab of Google Classroom. And so this is next week's work, week 6, September 21st through September 25th. So you know on Wednesdays that you, after lunch, do your Would You Rather Wednesday writing and then you do your Readworks. Well, this week's Readworks is going to look a little differently. So on Wednesday, when you come to do it, you're going to find September 23rd because that is the date on Wednesday, and it says Readworks Learning to Value Others. So when you click it, this will open. And what I want you to do is I want you to press View Assignment rather than just open the link right away. Now you have a place where it says mark as done. So you will do that after you complete your read work. So you're going to go and you're going to click the link, and you can't see it up here, but you will see that it opens in a new window, and the window to your left is this same window that you started with. So when you go back to Readworks, it's going to say choose an account, continue to Readworks. So you'll click your name. It will say your name. It will not say one. It will say your name. And you're going to allow it to access your Google account. That means that you are in the right account. So now this is a little different because it is a paired text, and the directions say, please read both passages to answer the questions. Okay. And now you can see you have the passage, A Sudden Slice of Summer. Then you have a tab here that says Passage 2, and it is a new passage, Confessions of a New Girl. And then there's a third tab that says Questions. Now, before we look at the questions and how they're different from usual, I want us to take a look over here. So over here we have a button that you can change the size of the text to make it a little bit bigger or smaller. Then you go here and you can have the questions read to you. And then you click this little thing that looks like a book, and now you have your passage, and then you can pin this at the top. That's what that means. That means that when you move it, your audio bar stays at the top. And now you have your passage and you have your questions alongside it. So that is what this little book in the corner does. Okay, so I want you to take a look at the paired questions. There are 8 questions. So you must read the directions. You must. 100% absolutely must read the directions. It says use the article A Sudden Slice of Summer to answer questions 1 to 3. So questions 1, 2, and 3 are about a sudden slice of summer. Now, as you can see that these are not multiple choice questions this time. That means your answers must be typed and they must be in complete sentences. I will say that again, and I'll even type it. Your answers must be in complete sentences, including periods or exclamation points or question marks where they're appropriate, and capital letters. Your answers must be in complete sentences. So how does Susanna feel about winter at the beginning of the story? I'm not going to show you the story just yet, and I'm not going to tell you the answer, but you're not going to write bad. Happy, sad. You are not going to write that. What you're going to write is a complete sentence that tells me how Susanna feels about winter at the beginning of the story. And you are going to get that information from your passage. Readworks is really awesome and it allows for audio as well. So I suggest you put your headphones on, you press this play button, and you follow along as you read. It's okay to go back and read the passage a couple of times. Now we're going to scroll down and we're going to go, we have new directions. See, they're in bold. We have new directions and we can even press this button to play it. And I understand that that is not a super awesome voice to listen to, but it's helpful if you aren't sure. So now we're using the article Confessions of a New Girl to answer questions 4 to 6. That means I have to click over to passage 2. And again, I can press play and I can scroll down and follow along. And then these questions say, describe the narrator's feelings toward Addie at the beginning of the story. Remember, the narrator is the person who is reading the passage, or like the perspective of the passage. It says, support your description with details from the story, meaning you have a multiple part answer here. You're not just giving me an answer, you're getting support from the story, and you can copy it right to support, or you can say it in your own words. Now this one says, describe the narrator's feelings toward Addie at the end of the story. Notice how it doesn't say use support from the story. That means that you can just write the answer. Again, it must be in a complete sentence, but it doesn't require you to use support from the story. And then what causes the narrator's feelings toward Addie to change? Again, it doesn't ask for support, so you can just use your own words and what you learned from the story. Now there are new directions here. Use the articles A Sudden Slice of Summer and Confessions of a New Girl to answer questions 7 to 8. So it's asking you to remember what happened in both stories, but I suggest you go back and read really quick and answer the question. Think about Susanna's feelings about winter throughout A Sudden Slice of Summer and the narrator's feelings about Addie throughout Confessions of a New Girl. How are Susanna's feelings similar to the feelings of the narrator in Confessions of a New Girl? So the question is asking you to tell how Susanna's feelings are similar to the narrator's in the other story. So read those questions very carefully before you answer. And then number 8 is another support your answer with details from both texts. Based on these two texts, why might a character's feelings towards something or someone change over the course of a story? So you'll answer this one first, and then you'll support your answers with details from both texts. How did you know that? What in the story told you that? And then after you've done all of the questions, because you're going to do your best work, because that's the expectation, then you'll press the submit button. If you don't press the submit button, it's not going to turn it in. So even if you finished it, it will not turn it in unless you've pressed submit. And if you forgot to answer a question or you're trying to leave it blank because you don't care, it's going to pop up and tell you that you have 8 unanswered questions. And you can press submit anyway, or you can press this X and actually finish it. Because I've noticed that there are people in our class who unfortunately feel like this is not important and they just click answers or don't read it or don't type anything or they type no. Friends, this is your job right now. And I know that it's hard. And sometimes I know that you're just tired and you don't want to do it. But the best thing to do is to try your best anyway. So I hope that on Wednesday, when you guys are sitting down to do this, you will remember what I've said and you will do your very, very best because I believe in you. Good luck. Have a great day.